Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Matador News. I'm Jaime Pityinger.
And I'm Soudbakh.
The March 31st deadline is approaching for people to sign up for health insurance. As of February 26, more than 4 million people have enrolled in a private health care plan. A Gallup survey says the U.S. uninsurance rate has hit a 5-year low as Americans continue to enroll. The uninsurance rate stands at 15.9% compared to 17.1% in the last quarter of 2013.
The Cal State University system has been encouraging students to enroll for health insurance. The CSU Health Insurance Education Project was created by the CSU to provide students with help and information about Covered California and Affordable Care Act. Merrita Llarena is with a student representative to discuss more on the Health Insurance Education Project.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Danielle Hockwald, who's a certified educator for Covered California. Now, for those of us at home who aren't really well aware of the Health Insurance Education Project, can you just explain a little bit about that and what its purpose is?
Sure. So our project is one of several outreach and education programs funded by Covered California, and we're really trying to reach out to all the students at the CSU campuses to let them know about the new healthcare law and how it affects them and the opportunity it offers for many to get affordable health insurance.
Awesome. And how did a project like this come about exactly?
It was really just acknowledging that there's a large percentage of students who are without health care coverage, and that probably relates back to their families as well. And so we're really trying to let them know what the Affordable Care Act is, what it means for them, and how it affects them, because many people are still so unaware about how it affects them and what they're required to do because of it.
Right. And for those of us who don't really understand what Covered California exactly is, can you explain that as well?
Sure. So Covered California is our state's marketplace where people can go and shop for health care insurance. According to income, it'll offer you subsidies for low-income families or even qualify you for Medi-Cal depending on your income. And it just makes it easy. It's kind of a one-stop shop place for people to figure out what health insurance plan works out for them based on their needs. And it just makes it easy. That way they can kind of navigate it through the different insurance companies better.
Kind of just lays it out all there for you.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool. And where can students on campus go to receive help?
What we have on campus going on right now is we have enrollment assisters through Covered California. It's completely free assistance, and they're available in the USU Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. up until the deadline to receive health insurance, which is March 31st.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and now back to you guys in the studio.
General Motors has announced a massive recall of vehicles that have been defective for more than a decade, and regulators want answers. GM has been given 107 questions by the government about a faulty ignition switch that causes the vehicles to stall. If GM fails to answer the questions by April 3rd, regulators will fine the company the maximum of $35 million. GM also must deliver documents and records including engineer drawings, field reports, transcripts, deposition testimony, court documents, and internet emails. The faulty ignition is being blamed for more than 31 crashes that have resulted in at least 13 deaths. The more than 1.3 million cars being recalled are the Chevy Cobalt, the HHR Pontiac G5 and Soltis, and Saturn Sky and Ion. GM says that those with the recalled vehicles should go to a local dealer to have ignition replaced. Until owners can get to a dealer, it is recommended they use their ignition key without any other keys or weighted items attached.
CSUN police services are still trying to fix a defect in the 911 police dispatch system. The system has been down since yesterday afternoon, and 911 calls cannot be made from campus. Police Chief Ann Glavin is working with the IT department and AT&T to resolve the issue. Phone calls, emails, and text messages were sent to the students and staff, informing them of the issue. The message said the blue light poles and elevator phones can still make 911 calls if there is an emergency on campus. For police services, call 818-677-2111.
Police were reporting an off-campus sexual battery attack against a female student yesterday. The victim was walking to campus and was approached by the suspect and grabbed from behind. She managed to escape. There is detailed description of the subject.
Truancy has reached a crisis level in California elementary schools. Attorney General Kamala Harris and half a dozen lawmakers proposed numerous bills aiming to keep kids in school. Harris said last year 30% of elementary students were truant. One of the many bills will require the Attorney General's office One of the many bills will require the Attorney General's office to report annually on truancies and help school districts create programs effective at reducing absences.
A church in Lexington, Kentucky is receiving criticism after a questioning skit. A controversial boxing skit streamed on YouTube. The video showed Assistant Pastor Joseph Pickens dressed in blackface, and much of the feedback was not positive.
They said, "What are you doing with blackface?" And I really didn't know what they were talking about, to be honest. I'm not trying to be ignorant, but I guess I am.
Black members of the church have not had anything to say about the skit. Pastor Jeff Fugate apologized for accidentally sending the wrong message.
A resource center for undocumented students at CSUN will open towards the end of the semester. The center will be the first of any CSU campus. The center will be located in Santa Susana building.
Seniors graduating this spring, listen up, Grad Fest is here. It will be held at the Matador bookstore tomorrow and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grad Fest provides students with information about the graduation ceremonies, pre-ordering of caps and gowns, and tickets for guests. For more information on Grad Fest, visit the CSUN website.
Senator Dianne Feinstein is publicly accusing the CIA of spying on Senate computers.
I have grave concerns that the CIA's search may well have violated the separation of powers principles embodied in the United States Constitution.
The CIA Director John Brennan says his agency acted appropriately in response to the Senate staff who improperly gained access to documents that shouldn't have. The clash grew out of the Intelligence Committee study of the CIA's interrogations and detention practices under the Bush administration. Some CIA officers could face prosecution following the investigation of the alleged spying.
The search continues for missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 carrying 239 people. Family members gathered for a conference in Beijing where emotions intensified. Search and rescue officials have found few clues as to why the plane disappeared 1 hour into its flight. Authorities say the flight had 2 passengers traveling on stolen passports, but they are not believed to have links to terrorism. The plane took off from Kuala Lumpur Saturday en route to Beijing when it disappeared off the coast of Malaysia. Dozens of ships and planes are searching for the airliner.
A Long Beach woman is facing criminal charges after allegedly abducting her 12-year-old son. Authorities issued an Amber Alert after the woman failed to comply with a custody agreement. No injuries were reported, and the boy has been reunited with his father. The Time Warner channel that will carry every Dodger game is still unavailable to virtually all cable and satellite outlets besides Time Warner. Dodger fans have been flooding their providers with emails and tweets demanding access to the new channel.
And now here with sports, Monica Olivas.
Blake Griffin had a historic moment in last night's game against the Phoenix Suns. Griffin had the second highest total in franchise history for a quarter with 22 points. Griffin was also one short of the franchise record of 9 field goals in a quarter. Griffin finished with 37 points despite fouling out with a little over 3 minutes remaining in the game. The Clippers won the game 112-105. It was their 8th consecutive win. Phil Jackson has won 2 NBA championships as a player and combined 11 championships as a coach of teams led by NBA legends Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal. Now it looks like Jackson will be headed to the New York Knicks to try to bring a championship back to the struggling club. The New York Daily News says Jackson will make a decision next week whether he'll take a front office job with the Knicks. Jackson's history with the New York Knicks franchise includes 2 championships as a player, the only 2 championships in Knicks history. The Matadors women's basketball team will begin the Big West tournament tonight in Long Beach. The Matadors ended the regular season with the best record in the Big West. Junior guard Ashley Guay was named the Matadors Player of the Year. She ended the season averaging 17 points a game, 6th in conference. Junior center Camille Malconnect was named Defensive Player of the Year, and head coach Jason Flowers was named Big West Coach of the Year for the 2nd time. The Matadors finished off the regular season Thursday with a big 91-83 victory over Long Beach State. The Matadors entered the contest tied for 6th place with the Cal State Fullerton Titans in the conference standings. Long Beach was 3rd in conference. CSUN last defeated Long Beach 5 years ago. The Matadors' defense was the key, holding Long Beach to 42% shooting from the field. Junior guard Stephen Hicks had a career high of 28 points. The win was special for ending for senior players Josh Green and Dominique Eumann, who were recognized during senior night. That's it for sports. Back to you, Tara.
A 6.9 earthquake hit the coast of Northern California late Sunday evening. Since the initial tremor, there have been more than 20 aftershocks with magnitudes up to 4.6. Humboldt State geology professor Lori Denger says the earthquake is a wake-up call.
One of these days, we will have another stronger earthquake closer to the coast that will cause considerable damage.
There was no damage, injuries, or tsunami warnings.
Winds up to 50 miles per hour are hitting parts of Southern California. The National Weather Service says the winds and low humidity are creating an extreme fire hazard. The fire danger will continue until Thursday.
That's it for us here at Matador News. I'm Tara Soudbakh.
And I'm Jaime Pityinger. Have a great day, Northridge.